All right. Autobots, transform and roll out. We're live. It's been a hot minute, hasn't it? It really has. It's been a hot minute since we've been live. Well, on this channel. You know, things happen. We get busy. You know how it is. So, hi. Happy New Year. Have we been... Ha- hmm. Have we been live since the New Year? I don't remember. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. It don't matter. I am... Sorry, I'm checking the Discord. Making sure everything's good to go. That's how it is. The first couple minutes of any stream are kind of like laid back. So, I hope everybody's had a good weekend. I put on pants just for you guys. That that deserves a little bit of recognition. Just a little bit anyway. Okay, there we go. Everything's good in the Discord. Done. Ah. Hello, Miguel. How you doing? Royal Kaiju. How are you doing? Okay, let's see. Mike says no warning. No, no warning. Man, I tell you, whenever I come, there's no warning. Real Kaiju Blader says, "Bro, what the fuck?" I don't know what he's saying. What the fuck to? What is the whatting of the fuck? Well, we'll give everybody a chance to settle in, kind of relax. How's everybody doing? Everybody had a good week. Don't forget to read the monologue. Oh, right. On the Transformers channel, it might get a little lost, but yeah, sure. I'll do it. I'll do it. Why not? We're here to relax. I said, about what? I think about an hour. I think we'll be here for about an hour. Let me bring up Discord on the desktop. So anyway, yeah, I randomly posted on our Transformers, and it blew up. Why? Oh, dude, you already fucking you're ready, motherfucker. Let's see. I don't know why, but I read this monologue with Greg's voice in my head. So let me make sure everything's... Okay, there we go. Resolution's a little bad, but... Oh, shit. Resolution's really bad. But I'll get to that. So yeah, Daniel Warren Johnson, who was the writer and artist for Transformers, he was the writer artist for the first 6 issues, and he was the writer for the first 24 issues. He posted Optimus Prime defending immigrants from ICE, and yeah, you can imagine how that went. It went better than I expected. At least in turn, I had to turn off all notifications because I don't post on Reddit like super often, but I was like, oh my god, this deserves this should be shared, and nobody was talking about it, and so I shared it, and it blew up, and then that post got reposted, and the post posting it also gained traction. It was failure to load the image. What the hell? Why is it failing? What the hell? So, and then from that post, I don't know nothing about. I'm not really. I'm not a Reddit person. I don't know nothing about Reddit. But so because of that post, I got invited to this, and this sounds absurd. I want to frame all of this. This sounds absurd. As a 36-year-old man, this sounds so dumb. But so I had that post, and I guess because of that post, I got invited to our popular club. So it was just all weird. I didn't even know that was a thing. As a 36-year-old man, I thought it was really weird. That was the popular club thing. That was weird. No, my internet's good. I don't know why the image is loading. Everything's working fine on my phone. I'm literally able to bring up anything, but then the page didn't want to load. I think it's Discord. I'm going to blame it on Discord because everything else is working. I wanted to bring up Discord on my desktop, but I'll read it through here. I mean, in a way, you're telling us you're not. No, I don't. Like, I post on Reddit irregularly. To be completely honest, my time on Reddit is usually when I'm at work because there's nothing to do. I like TikTok more. There's more women on TikTok. But it's true. It's true. I get more messages on TikTok than I do on Reddit. The messages I get on Reddit it's always guys, and they're usually complaining. And it's like, motherfucker, you're on the internet too much. Like, an anti-ice post should not upset you that much. It really shouldn't. Of course you would. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean, at the very least, you should respect my honesty. Anyway. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in. Winslow Shot. That's his name, Winslow Shot? Okay. Winslow Shot, we need to talk. There was a fire at one of your toy factories. The fourth fire in less than 2 years. Last time, 73 workers died. Some as young as 12. Is that 12? What the fuck is this story? Anyway, and you walked away with a fine and a slap on the wrist. Consider this your last slap on the wrist. You became a billionaire off the backs of children working 16-hour shifts, breathing lead and benzene, making toys that sell for more than they're paid in a week. You're going to correct that imbalance, Toy Man, or I will do it for you. And then, let's see, Toyman says, my God, what are you? Ask the Lazarus Core what I am. People like you atop your mountains of wealth. You live your lives so high in the clouds, so far above everyone else. You've always been untouchable. I want you to tell your friends those days are over. None of you are untouchable. Not to me. Change your way of life, Winslow Shot. I'll be watching. God damn. That reminds me of like that's so Batman Year One, Frank Miller inspired. Just like, god damn, that's a good monologue. That's Superman. See, when we talk about Superman off stream, obviously we don't really, you know what I'm talking about. When we're in the chats, when we're in the Discord talking about Superman, that's fucking Superman. That is fucking Superman. That's good. I wish I was more excited about the Absolute Universe. I wish I was more excited about the Ultimate Universe. But I don't like the direction Ultimate Spider-Man ultimately went in. I like the Absolute Universe, but I'm just like, I feel like these things aren't permanent, and so I'm just... And maybe that should make it easier to get attached to it. Like, oh, hey, I don't have to collect this forever. It's going to be over. But it's just... It's weird. It's... What do you mean, why ain't I reading it? I was reading it. Oh, why ain't I reading the series? I thought you meant the monologue. I mean, dude, I'm at that point where I'm just like, I don't know. I picked up all the first issues, but I just wasn't, I couldn't commit myself to it. Oh, I'm disappointed in Ultimate Spider-Man, don't get me wrong. Energon, I mean, like, and I stand by this, and I will say this, as long as it exists, and as long as it is a thing. The Energon universe is the best comic book universe right now. And I'm not saying that because this is a Transformers channel. I am obviously a Transformers fan. I am, as all of you know, I am a trans fan. I think I'm honestly, I think I'm the biggest trans fan on YouTube. Frankly. I've been watching the cartoons as they came out since I was a kid. I've bought toys. Like this isn't an adult hunting older toys. This is me buying toys as they came out. Like, and then the comics from Marvel to IDW to now, Skybound. I'm a trans fan. I am the biggest trans fan, and I honestly think like I think we could put that branding on my channel as the number one trans fan, and I think it would hold up. But like the Energon universe is legitimately some of the best trans material I've ever read. It is. I mean, it legitimately is. You know what? Not even some of the best trans storytelling I've ever seen or read. The art is always on point. This most recent issue, I'm not going to spoil it here, but if you're not reading Transformers, just pick up this issue. That's all I'm saying. And don't spoil it. All I'm saying is pick it up. It's worth it. Or read it illegally. I don't give a shit. That monologue was from that issue 15. It's a good monologue. Oh, and Kaiju says the absolute variant cover for DCKO issue 4 looks dope. Yes, that variant cover is fire, 100%. I don't disagree with. I don't have any problems. Like, there's nothing bad about the Absolute Universe. I just didn't feel like committing to it, and I know that probably sounds bad, but the Ultimate Universe disappointed me so much, and I'm worried about DC actually committing, where I was just like, I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to commit to it because I wasn't sure that they would be able to commit to what I wanted. What are we talking about today, Greg? It says Brandon. Well, I made the biggest post on our Transformers, and it exploded. And it was Optimus Prime stopping ice. So we do have a bit of a troll headline there. But other than that, like, we're pretty chill. There's no, like, it's January, man. There's no breaking news. Like, I could either not stream for months because like this is gonna be like, news is gonna be pretty dead until April, to be frank. Like, unless something crazy happens, and I don't think anything crazy is happening. But like, besides some Spider-Man trailers and stuff, we're in a dead zone until April, and we've already seen all the trailers. You're welcome, by the way. They're all on Discord. But yeah, so this is pretty laid back. It's January. You know what I mean? Like, there's no breaking news. We're just chilling and talking. So whatever you guys want to talk about. Because we know you don't have that for Transformers because it's perfect for you. It is. I mean, like, Skybound Transformers is perfect. There's two sides to that conversation. Skybound Transformers is perfect. I would make choices in the animation. I would make choices in the films. I would make choices in the gaming department. I wouldn't, like, if Hasbro called me up and said, listen, Greg, we've got a problem. We can't, we are fucked. We can't figure out Transformers. We need someone in here now. And I'm like, okay, I'll come in. I'll do it. I will do it. And then it's like, okay, the comics, leave them the fuck alone. They're perfect. Let's get our shit together. Let's get, first off, Transformers belongs in gaming. So I believe Transformers needs work. Don't get me wrong, but it does not need work in the comics. And anybody who says different is a cunt, or is really, really right wing. Like, that's all there is to it. Based on the comments on my Reddit post, like, yeah, the only reason you don't like Transformers is if you're like so far gone. What I would have done with Ultimate Spider-Man, there's two sides to it. Obviously, I like, I want, if I'm going to adapt Spider-Man, and we have the Amazing Spider-Man comics, then there's only two angles to go with. You either roll the clock back and make him 16 again, or you make him married. Like, one way or the other, you make him very distinct from the main universe, the 616 universe. So in that case, if we're going with the marriage, which I agree with, I think doing something different with Ultimate Spider-Man, that's it. But first off, no Maker, no time travel shenanigans. Brandon says, do I need to leave because I'm not finished with that? Oh no, we're not talking, I'm not getting into any current comic spoilers. Like, I'm not going to do that to anybody because there's no warnings in the titles. So, like, I know I'm not doing that to anybody. I'm just, this is all just spitballing. I'm not going to compare or contrast like what just happened in Ultimate Spider-Man or the Energon universe because I will not spoil it. But yes, Kaiju is right. Megatron is a monster. Like, if you want an evil Megatron, this is it. Kaiju says we need a Transformer game based off the Skybound comics. Yes. Yes, we do. Maybe even Skybound could help. Anyway, no. So, like with Ultimate Spider-Man, remove the maker, remove any references to all this other bullshit nonsense. I hate tying it into some stupid event, universe ending, alternate I hate all of it. I hate all of that. That's not Spider-Man to me. Fucking hate it. Fucking fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. I don't want it tied into Endgame or any Ultimate events or any universe catastrophe. So first off, so we just cut that out. So that's it. That's what I do. Bam, it's done. I also would completely cut. Like I I would have Peter and Mary Jane would be married. The only difference is that Peter would get bit by the spider as an adult naturally because he's attending something, and we can work out the specifics with that. But I would not have it be because Tony Stark kept something in a jar from the alternate universe. I don't like tying anything to other universes. I hate it. I'm so tired of the multiverse. Like, I know Dan is somewhere. I know he's somewhere and he's just seething. But fuck the multiverse bullshit. I'm done with it. It's boring. It's not interesting. It's not engaging. Nobody can relate to that. Nobody can. It's not. It's not. There's no good follow through. It's just dumb. It's dumb. I'm sorry. It's dumb. We've had enough of it. Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, Gwen would not have been married. Gwen would still be single. Basically, so Gwen would be alive, but she would be single because Gwen and Peter would have dated when they were younger, and then Gwen was so in love with Peter she just couldn't imagine being with anybody else. But we'll give Peter the marriage to MJ, and he has 2 kids. I agree with that. Richard and Mayday, 100%. Venom being tech based, 100%. I agree with that. I would make Harry Osborn a tech bro, kind of Zuckerberg, Elon Musk cunt. Um, definitely more Elon Musk in terms of how much of a cunt he would be. That's what I would do with Harry and Norman. Because again, like this isn't gonna be Ultimate Green Goblin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the book isn't about Harry. Harry and the Osborns are always going to be antagonists at the end of the day. It's just the different approach to them being antagonists. Um, Now, and then again, like you want me to cover hundreds of concepts and hundreds of characters, but to start off with, yes, Peter would be married. Peter would be married with 2 kids, and the story basically would be him. It would start with him quitting the Daily Bugle. He's been working for the Daily Bugle because, again, you want to keep it modern and you want to keep it topical. I don't care what anybody says. You want to keep it modern and topical. So Peter quits the Daily Bugle because the Daily Bugle, like the Washington Post in the real world, got bought out by the Osbournes. So now it's basically a corporate arm. That's all it is now. News. There's no free news. There's no free press. So Peter decides to go off on his own with his phone, and this is sort of where Mary Jane, this is a little bit. Mary Jane's not an actor, and she's not on Broadway or anything like that. But she kind of inspires him to, like, no, just pick up the camera and do it yourself. Hell, I'll be fucking. I'll record you. So Peter and Mary Jane are working together from the very beginning. Peter's at an event, something to do with Dr. Connors, because again, you can't have me iron out all the details for free. Anyway, so Peter's at some kind of event with Dr. Connors, gets bit by a spider. Bam, we're done with that. He becomes Spider-Man. He tells Mary Jane immediately. And I like the idea that his daughter is the one who names him Spider-Man. So that's another thing that we would keep. His daughter names him, and Mary Jane, because Mary Jane was a theater kid, Mary Jane makes his costume. Mayday names him, and Richard gives him the idea for the web shooter. So all aspects of Spider-Man's identity come from different members of his family. Now, since there is no incident, since there is nothing that happened to Peter, since there was no great power, great responsibility, Aunt May and Uncle Ben are both alive, living happily in Queens. That's another thing. They're doing, they're getting by. You know what I mean? They're getting by. Um, but none of these people are wealthy. They're not living in high-end apartments in New York. These are not wealthy people. I don't want to. I don't think that's relatable to what Peter Parker is supposed to be. We're not worried about other superheroes. I'm sorry. Like, this is Ultimate Spider-Man. We're not going to fucking worry and twiddle our thumbs on what other superheroes are doing in New York. This is firmly about Spider-Man and what's going on with corruption and corporations and the tech bros and the rise of that. And Otto Octavius, Norman Osborn, they would all represent different aspects of corporate oversight, corporate overlording, basically. Uh, and so that's what I would that's basically like the initial frame. And then of course you would have Captain Stacy, who is a good cop working in a corrupt system. And for me, that's like the foundation. We wouldn't have Green Goblin within the first 6 issues. I would want to give that time to stew. Um, my Green Goblin though would be a homage to the Ultimate Universe. Green Goblin would have sort of a transformation. He's not just going to be putting on a suit because I like that. There's no glider. Um, let's see. Miguel says it would have been more character based and not plot based. Yeah, I'm not interested in plot. That's the thing. Like when you guys, you'll see this when I finally have the courage to start posting my comics. But like, I'm not, I'm not somebody who like even when I write, I don't write for the plot. So like, if if you're somebody who feels like there needs to be a plot in every issue, there needs to be plot in every story, that's not really what I do. I like monologues. I like character. I like character progression. That can take more time. But to me, that's kind of the point of comics. Like you don't have to rush. You can take your time. You can frame a scene. You can give one page devoted to someone's face as a reaction. And the argument could be, well, that just sounds like a movie. And yeah, 100%. I don't got the money to make a movie though, so therefore I'm making comics. Um, but that's the spirit of it. Like, and there seems to be a disconnect between plot and character. I'm not a plot writer. I'm not. Freely admit that. Like I figure out my plot and then I go, okay, this is the plot. What are the characters doing in it? And then sometimes that makes the plot take a little longer to get to the end because I'm wanting to know this character and this character, and so I do write differently, depending on like it's weird. It's kind of it's weird. You want to be self aware, but you want to be self aware enough to know. But like the plots are always simple, and that's not the end game for me. And that's so whenever I look at superheroes, whenever I look at my own stuff, that's it. That's like the heart of it. And then of course everything's a little moody, a little dark, and I don't. It's not dark in an edgy way. It's just for some reason or another, anytime I write, it always kind of gets moody. I don't know. It always gets a little. The themes always kind of go in a direction no matter what I do, and it would do that with Spider-Man too. I can't help it. So there wouldn't be a love triangle. There is no love triangle. It's just Gwen is in love with a specific person, and that person's happy. So Gwen isn't finding that with anybody else. But she's alive, and I don't like Gwen ending up with Harry. I really don't because it's like Harry's a sleazebag. Um, let's see. Miguel says, "Would your Goblin be discovered to be Adrian Toomes?" No. He would. I would keep up the secret. I would keep up the suspense on whether or not he's Norman or Harry, because I like that suspense, and I would keep that going as long as I could. I would stretch that out because that's what I mean. It's not about the plot; it's about the character, and I understand that means like, oh wow, you're really because you can stretch out a simple plot if you when you stop to focus on character. Um, and it's not a matter of I'm not trying to pad pages. It's just I'm curious to see what people do. Like I like to write what people do. Brandon says the Picotech, I've never said that out loud. Piccolo. The Piccolo suit is cool. That panel where he's changing his suit on the fly, I thought initially was just artists having fun. That was before I knew what the suit was. That's fine. That's fine. I I'm not here to tell people that they're wrong. Um, I'm not, so I'm not trying to. Um, Miguel says, not gonna lie, I really wonder what Chip's Ultimate Spider-Man would have been if he accepted the job. No comment. Brandon says, I'm glad he's back in spandex. As am I. Miguel comments, bulletproof spandex. Brendan says, I hope that wasn't much of a spoiler. Oh no, I think everybody here is pretty much caught up if they want to be. And if they don't want to be, like, there's nothing to be done about it. It's Ultimate Spider-Man comics, man. Like, people either want to be caught up or they don't. There's nothing to be fucking done. And we're on a Transformers channel, so, like, I think we're in the fucking clear. Like, I think we're in the clear. Let's see. Miguel says, spoiler, Pete doesn't make anything in Ultimate Spider-Man. No, he doesn't. I should say he doesn't create, not make. Yeah, but I get you. Miguel says, stretch out a plot, huh? You taking notes from Bendis, I see. Again, like I said, there's a difference between stretching out a plot and character. Stopping to focus. And there's a right way to do it, and then there's awkward ways of doing it. And I can't be the judge on whether or not I do a good job at it, but I think sometimes Bendis did it well, and I think sometimes Bendis also didn't do a good job of it. But that's, that's the difference. And I don't know Bendis's intention. I don't know, whenever Bendis, wrote for the trade, I don't know what his intention was. So I can't really judge that. I know my intention, and my intention, no matter what I do, it's like, oh, here's the plot, but what's this character doing? Oh, and then I get to writing, and I'm like, what's this character doing over here? Well, how is this character going to read? And so it just kind of keeps going, and it pulls it out a little bit. Brandon says, I feel like you're telling me I'm wrong, though. And Miguel says, oh, he is, but he's the one in the wrong. No. I am not a fan of the Piccolo suit. I'm not. It's fine that you are. It's totally fine that you are. To me, that's not Spider-Man, though. Like, any Spider-Man is any kind of tech, any kind of crazy tech like that is too far for me in terms of what Peter and Spider-Man should be in terms of aspirations for young adults and kids and people reading Spider-Man. That doesn't work for me. That's not the heart of Spider-Man. So the Piccolo suit is gone in any Ultimate Spider-Man I do. I fundamentally disagree with the Piccolo suit. Miguel says, I like that all those suits were nods to other Spidey outfits. Yes, it was Easter eggs and it was fan service. I still don't care. Like, we don't really need that. Like, I don't need fan service in costumes, because the costume isn't even the big deal. Like, that's not what I try to get to when I'm even writing Spider-Man. Like, the only costume that is significant, is really the black suit in terms of plot. You know what I mean? Like, the reason Spider-Man is red and blue is because he was designed that way. So if you keep him red and blue, that's it. Like, that's all there is to it. It's red and blue because he was red and blue. There's really no plot reason for it. There's no plot or character to him having a red and blue suit, unless you say the spider that bit him was red and blue because of the radioactivity or genetics, whatever. The black suit is the only one that's really plot driven. If you want to make the red and blue suit plot, then you have Mary Jane make it, and it becomes a character moment. So it's not plot centered, but it's character centered. And they're not making a Piccolo smart tech suit, and I don't like smart tech suits. I hate them. I hate them. I hate tech. There's a joke, and I think it's true, and it's an old joke, but the more you work in tech, the more you realize how awful tech is, and just how negative, how much negativity it has in terms of its touch everywhere it touches, so to speak. But I I don't like tech on Spider-Man because to me Spider-Man is not a tech hero, and I don't want him to be a tech hero. It's like Batman; he has too much tech now. Batman's supposed to be a detective. He's not, he the reliance on tech. Like for Iron Man, sure. For Ant-Man, sure. There are heroes where tech makes sense, but for Spider-Man, anti-tech, anti-tech. That's it. It's just not that. Um, I feel like it's needlessly convoluted to give him any kind of upgrade in tech and gadgets and gizmos. One of them was a nod to April Parker. I don't care. But weren't you the one that said you liked the Piccolo suit earlier? I like it as Venom. That's the difference. That's where plot comes in, but only as Venom. I like it as an adaptation of Venom because to me, and where we're going as a society, I think the trajectory for how Venom gets created, tying into tech, is very interesting. I think it's more interesting than just being alien goo. So that's the difference. That's a distinction in the conversation. Um, the symbiote was a super tech suit instead of an alien goo. Yes, but not for Spider-Man. Like it, not for his classic red and blue suit. Miguel says, "Why can't the suit be red and blue? Because he likes red and blue, like it's his favorite colors." Well, that's my point. Like, generally, it's red and blue just because it always has been. If you think about it, it's never explained in the comic. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. He makes a red and blue suit. It's never talked about in Amazing Fantasy or Amazing Spider-Man. It's never talked about in the beginning. And so when we adapt it for other universes, it's going to be red and blue. It's going to be red and blue because we expect it to be. It's going to have the webbing on the suit because we expect it to. Maybe it has web wings. Maybe it doesn't. Would I change certain things about the Spider-Man suit? Yeah. Honestly, there's a part of me, this might be very obvious. For me, I I actually wouldn't mind a main universe suit being red and black, but not the MCU. That MCU suit was fucking ugly. But like for me, I would do red and black with web shooters. That's what I would do, and I might even change little things. Like there's a debate to be had about the webbing and the overuse of the webbing. But again, those are all different conversations. That's all I'm saying. Uh, but yeah, I wouldn't make it red and blue. Honestly, if I was allowed, it would be red and black, 100%. The tech, let's see, Miguel says the tech Spidey should have really is the web shooters and what he has in his Spidey belt. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Web cartridges, extra loads of web cartridges and his phone for taking pictures of himself. Like, that's it. That's all Spider-Man needs. And those aren't really gadgets. The web shooters are just a fundamental part of the character. That's it. The web shooters are going to be there. Yeah, but, I mean, I would remove all tech. And again, if you like the Piccolo suit, that's fine. And if you like Spider-Man having an AI companion, no, that's not fine. I hate AI, and you should too. And you should hate Spider-Man having an AI. I'm sorry. Only for Venom, not for the main Spider-Man suit. Spider-Man should never have an AI companion. It should only be for Venom because it needs to be bad. You don't want to frame it as something good because again, kids are reading this. You don't want to teach kids like, oh hey, rely on ChatGPT. Or no, you don't. You don't. And so to me, it needs to be the villain always. Just like Elon Musk. And people like Elon Musk need to always be framed as the villains. Tech bros are evil. Corporations, billionaires, they're evil. That needs to be the message in in any kind of superhero stuff. Who the real villains are. And that's kind of what my Ultimate Spider-Man would be doing. My Ultimate Spider-Man would be taking on, again, corporations through fictional corporations because it's already there in the foundation. Oscorp, Adrian Toomes, Otto Octavius, the experiments of Kirk Connors, even though Kirk Connors had a reasonable, desire for what he was doing. Like, that's it. Like, the message needs to be very clear. Corporations are awful. They're out to get you. They're not out to help you, and we need to dismantle them. You're welcome. I mean, that's it. And same for Transformers. Transformers is an immigration story, and so it needs to be about, immigrants defending themselves from corporations and governments like ICE. Anyway, let's see. Miguel says it's not even supposed to be blue in Amazing Fantasy. Only the back spider's blue. Yeah, but I don't like that. I wouldn't have the back spider blue. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work for me. Miguel says, like how he was back in those days. That's a good message. laughing my ass off. So with the LMAO, I don't know if you're being sincere or facetious. Let's see. Miguel says, not going to lie, I preferred my and yours predictions on what we thought was going to happen in Ultimate Spider-Man than what happened, like the auto stuff and all. Oh, yeah, I do too. I prefer it. Like, and again, that's me being biased 100% because I had ideas and what I wanted from the Ultimate Universe, learning that, oh, hey, we're restarting and this is going to be fresh. But it really wasn't that fresh, and it was built on universes ending and stupid fucking events and all this bullshit, and it was plot-driven. And the second I found out it was plot-driven, I just kind of clocked out. I'm not interested. I'm not. Everything is plot. It feels like everything is plot driven now. It feels like everything's just trying to get from point A to point B. You don't really get to know characters. You don't really spend time with them. And I feel like Ultimate Spider-Man is the biggest sinner. It is not an Ultimate Spider-Man book. It is Ultimate Green Goblin. And I don't like Harry. And I don't like Gwen. I like the bits and pieces I see of Peter and MJ, but then it's just so irrelevant. And MJ is so irrelevant. The marriage is so irrelevant. The kids are irrelevant. I mean, Richard maybe a little less so, but you understand the argument I'm making. And it's like, I don't give a shit about this. Like, no, I would rather just keep doing my fan fiction in my head. That's it. Tell me, how can the Ultimates be more of the people than the friendly neighborhood fella? I also agree with that. And don't get me wrong, I love that the Ultimates it does at least have a message for what superheroes should be, because this constant argument of, and again, we're bringing it back around to my post on our Transformers, this constant argument of, I don't want politics in my fiction. I don't want chocolate. I don't want chocolate in my peanut butter. It doesn't make sense. Because when Superman was created, his first issue, he's threatening a corporation. In Captain America's very first issue, he's beating the shit out of Hitler. In Batman's first issue, he's going after a corrupt businessman. There was a theme to all these superheroes' first appearances. The colorful villains were secondary to the messaging in each story. Transformers was an energy crisis, and they were at war over it, and they destroyed their home planet because of it. It is all meaningful. Now, we like to use the word political in 2025 because everybody wants to pick a fight and pick sides. But so let's use the word political. I don't care. That's fine. They're all political. But they were political at their foundation. Spider-Man was protesting on college campuses. He was political from the very beginning. From the very beginning. It's all political. Corrupt businessmen all throughout Spider-Man. It is all political. So the people who say I don't want politics, what they're really saying is they don't like how they, and you can quote me on this, you can clip it, I don't give a fuck. They're the bad guys. That's it. I noticed a trend in my post on our Transformers. Just take a little bit of peek at some people's, the negative posts and their post history. I noticed a very distinct trend in where they were posting and the things they were saying. The truth of the matter is they don't want politics because they are the bad guys when they open up the book. And they can't correlate. They can't understand why they're the bad guy. Because they love Spider-Man. They love Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime wouldn't hurt them. Spider-Man wouldn't hurt them. Problem is, they haven't had a reality check. They're on Reddit. They're on message boards. They're online. They have no reality check on what the world, what corporations, and what the American government and this administration is doing to real people. So, yes, the people who complain about politics in stories, they're really complaining about the fact that why am I the bad guy when I open up? Why am I the bad guy to my favorite superhero? They've lost the, excuse me for bringing it back around, pardon the joke here, they lost the plot. That's it. And it's really sad to see people go down that road. It's really sad to see people completely unwilling to acknowledge anyone else. I had someone get into an argument with me on Reddit, saying immigrants don't even know you. They don't care about you. Why do you care about them? That is really sad to me. And you know why that's really sad? Because we don't protest for that recognition. The things that we do is because it's the right thing. If you think it's okay for people to go on these 24-hour news networks and to go on about, you can $3 have a little piece of chicken, one piece of broccoli, a corn tortilla, and maybe something else to feed your family. Is that really healthy? Is that really the world? Is that really America? You know, we keep hearing Make America Great Again. I haven't seen it yet. I see mass inflation, growing prices, a wage gap that is staggering, a wage gap that is greater than the Grand Canyon. There is no help coming. So with this administration, there is no help coming. That's just it. That's the reality of it. And we've got 4 years of this. 4 years of this passive aggressiveness toward other countries. 4 years of hate towards people in America, toward immigrants. I'm an immigrant. Every single poster in that Reddit thread who was angry at Daniel Warren Johnson and angry that I even posted it, they're an immigrant. None of them were Native Americans. And I'm not Native American. I'm Scandinavian. So, yeah, it's political. It's always going to be political. It's political. The only difference now is they're the villains in their favorite superheroes comics, in their favorite superhero stories, TV, movies, whatever. They're the villains in their favorite stories, and that is driving them crazy. So to them, they rationalize it. They're lying. They're manipulating the media. All this is manipulation. They're making us out to be the bad guys when all we want to do is protect ourselves. What are you protecting? Why would you want to protect the status quo? Why would you want to protect this? The average American needs $80,000 to be able to live comfortably now. And again, listen very carefully. Not to live extravagantly, to live comfortably. To know that they can afford all of their bills and any surprises. So like if a car breaks down, if the AC goes out. Not to live extravagantly. Just to live comfortably and to have money to do hobbies. You're saying there are people out there who don't deserve that? Really? I fundamentally disagree with you. I don't just disagree with you. I know you're wrong. That's it. There's no debate. You don't get to debate that. You don't get to say that it's okay for some people to be homeless. You don't get to say it's okay for some families with kids to be at poverty, because the world and the American economy is collapsing. Jobs are collapsing because of deregulations, because of, hurting unions, hurting people. That's it. No, you don't get to have an opinion on that. There's just one fact, and people shouldn't have to live like that. I don't care if you work 60, 70, or 80 hours and you like it. I don't care that you're fucking owned by the system. I don't care how much of an ass kisser you are. That's not how people are supposed to live. No one deserves that. No one should live like that. A 40-hour work week should do more than enough for you. A comfortable job should do more than enough for you and your family. One person in a family should be able to work. That's all there is to it. And that's not a debate. And I won't have that debate. That's just a fact. Anyway, Miguel says she's more of a cheerleader for Peter than anything else. Sadly, for Mary Jane, yeah, she is. Even her drama with Gail was changed to be about her husband rather than how their childhood was ruined by their shitty parents. Yeah. Miguel says, tell me, Greg, why are Americans so attached to their guns? I can't understand that, dude. Your guns are more important to you than your food or families. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just a right-wing thing. They politicized it. I don't care if people have some guns. Like, there are certain guns that I think it's perfectly okay to own. I think every gun that's been involved in a school shooting should be banned immediately. Every gun that's been involved in a school shooting or any mass shooting should be looked at, regulated, and banned from consumer ownership. You ain't hunting deer with an automatic, fast-firing, rapid-fire, fuck, cunt, shit assault rifle. And you don't need to defend your home with that either. Every gun involved in a mass shooting needs to be banned immediately. Every single gun owner who has a history of domestic violence needs to have their gun license and their rights revoked immediately, man or woman. Every person who has had issues with self-harm or suicide needs to have their gun license and their gun rights revoked permanently. For the health and safety of themselves and for others. And that's the problem that bothers people on that side of the political aisle, which again, I don't understand why. But it's just a frank matter that it's the others that bothers people. No one wants to put aside themselves to be like, yes, I can do this to help others. Mentally ill should not own guns. Domestic abusers should not own guns. People with a history of violence and abuse in any capacity should not own a single firearm. And it is an American thing because right-wing news media and evangelicals and Christian nationalists have found a way to politicize this issue. So they've politicized it and they've tied it into their religion. And that makes them very dangerous. And that's why religion in America is very dangerous. Religion in America is not helping anybody. It's just a danger. We are the most radicalized and dangerous country. People talk about ISIS. People talk about Muslims. Look at American Christians. Look at every story that I share on Instagram of another American Christian nationalist being arrested for child pornography charges. We've had more arrests than the Catholic Church. Let that sink in. Miguel says, I don't think I've had a conversation on why you should own a gun to save your family from intruders or whatever. It's really an American thing. Miguel says, I've had that convo as a kid with my friends and stuff, but, kids fucking make a conversation out of everything. Oh, yeah, they do. You don't got to tell me that. Listen, I don't... In terms for intruders, that's a different conversation. Obviously there are some hunting rifles and there are things like that absolutely you want to hunt, you own a gun. And because also you're not going traditionally you're not going to be able to mass shoot. But I still stand by it. I'm sorry. If you want to hunt, but you have a history of domestic violence, you're not getting your gun. That trumps everything else. That trumps your rights. If you're a domestic abuser, your rights are trumped in terms of owning a violent weapon that lets you kill someone in a matter of seconds. You don't get those rights. This isn't a debate. This isn't a back and forth because I don't care about your goddamn opinion. You don't get to have one. What is the number one killer of children in America? Guess what? It's not cancer. It's white men. It's men losing their minds and shooting up schools. It's not gang-related violence. Surprise, surprise. It's not the Mexican cartel. It's not black gangs. It is white men shooting up schools. And they'll try to tell you that those statistics are fake. Who's faking them? Why? You hear about gun shootings at mass shootings at schools every day. The number one killer of children is guns. And the people holding those guns are mentally unstable white men. If those mentally unstable men had a path to mental health, mental health assistance, mental health care, and weren't allowed to own guns because they shouldn't be. Fuck you, Ted Cruz, you stupid cunt, and fuck you, George Abbott, and Greg Abbott. I hate that you're a Greg. Fuck you, Abbott. Fuck you, Cruz. Fuck all of you. Fuck every last one of you. You sorry, predatory, fucking pedophile protecting cunts. Anyway, we're almost at an hour. Let's see. Miguel says, I'm honestly surprised that those trans bros, Snyder bros, haven't made Bay's Optimus their champion. They have, actually. The Reddit thread was hilarious. That Reddit thread was hilarious on the amount of people. Well, Bay, they already did. Those guys are fucking lunatics. Fucking lunatics. Instead of Hot Rod. Yeah, I'm not making Hot Rod. Kaz! Hey, Kaz. Hey, Greg, I came late. I just want to say, if people in charge have the same mindset as you do, we live in a much better world. Thank you. I wish more corporate people thought like I did. I have a lot of respect for Zoran Mamdani, and I have a lot of respect for AOC, and I hope to see both of them do great things in the political world, and I hope to see them progress in the political world. I also have great respect for Bernie Sanders. I think there's a lot of problems with the Democratic Party, but I think the Republican Party is worse, so I cannot vote Republican ever. I just can't. And I won't vote for any Democrat who takes money from AIPAC. I won't vote for any Democrat who takes money from the gun lobby, because to me, you're just trading one villain for another. And I'll die on that, frankly. But AOC, Zohran Mamdani, Bernie Sanders, that new guy who's coming up in Texas, I can't remember his name, I'm sorry, but they have my vote. If they ever get onto a national stage where I can vote for them, they have my vote. Because I won't vote for anybody who takes money from Israel, and I won't vote for anybody who takes money from a gun lobby. I don't care if you're red or blue. Don't give a fuck. But I firmly stand by it. Like, you want to own a gun for a home invasion? You want to live by a gun? Fine. You don't need a you don't need a shotgun. You don't need a whole gun closet of assault rifles. Like, fucking lunatic shit fucks. Anyway, Miguel says, Greg, do you think my idea for the photo mode and the spider signal are being implemented into a Spidey game? No. Sorry, man. Nobody's that clever or creative. Like, the people who are actually making these things don't give a fuck anymore. If they ever hire me, though. What's going on Discord? Oh, I see. Okay. Caught up. Miguel says, I don't want to toot my own horn for it, but I think we did have some great ideas for Spidey. I think objectively we did too. I don't think that's tooting your own horn. I don't think there's nothing wrong with saying that. I mean, we're not trying to claim anything different. I think we legitimately have good ideas for the structure and integration of mechanics into a Spider-Man game. I think Insomniac has wasted Spider-Man, and I'll say that until they lose the license, because I don't have any expectations for Spider-Man 3. I really don't. We know the leaks. That's it. I have no expectations for it. Print the check, so to speak. Okay. We're nearly at an hour, so yeah, yeah. Happy Sunday. Good weekend. I had a good weekend. I had a very good weekend. I made it home earlier than I thought, which was also nice. Let's see. Miguel says, weird how Miles' suit has a belt integrated, but Peter's doesn't. Either of Pete's suits. Yeah, I guess so. I don't give a shit. Kaz says, the gaming industry is so close to collapsing. So many layoffs, shutdowns, cancellations. It doesn't look good. No, but that's Hollywood. That's everything, man. Nobody's adapting to the state of the world well. I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't know what's going to happen. On a global scale, on a structural scale, even outside of gaming, like it's not. Nobody's in a good place. The 1%'s in a good place, but nobody else is. None of us are. That's so. That's why I'm saying, like, be happy, enjoy yourselves, find a pretty girl or a pretty boy. I don't judge. Find whatever's pretty to you, and enjoy it, because nothing else matters. Your job, your work, all of it can go away in a heartbeat. It doesn't matter. Don't live. Don't live for work. Do not live to work. It is a waste of time. It's an absolute fucking waste. Your life is more important than that job. There's always going to be another job. When you pass away, no one's going to say or talk about where you worked. No one's going to remember. You're not going to care about your manager, any of that bullshit. None of it matters. Let's see. Kaz said, I didn't like Spider-Man's 2 story at all. I don't either. Miguel says, but hey, the woke is dead. Obviously making a joke. Miguel says, none of us do in terms of Spider-Man 2 story. Don't worry. Yeah, I don't know anybody that does. Miguel says, I still remember the ideas I told Greg in 2023 about how I changed Harry and Pete's stories in Spider-Man 2. Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, we've gone over so many times how many different changes I'd make. It wouldn't be recognizable. I mean, like, it wouldn't even be it would not be Insomniac Spider-Man 2 at that point. Outside of gaming, we are cooked. I mean, yeah, that's just it. Like, I'm not a doomsayer. I'm not saying the world's ending, but I'm saying, like, the gap isn't shrinking. It's not going to just get better because again, you have half the world. I mean, like, whatever numbers you want to use, but like, there are people who are voting for this. You have regular people who are voting for this. It's not going to change. It's not. So, enjoy your life. Have fun. Be reckless. Kiss the girl or the boy. Just not me. If I'm the boy, we're not kissing. Give me a drink first. 2 drinks. And dinner. Then we'll talk. Maybe. Let's see. Miguel says Miles was brought in the games for Twitter points from Greg. Yeah. Kaz says everything is getting more expensive. Wages aren't getting higher. Unexpected layoffs are happening rapidly. Yeah, nothing's safe. And you're not important at your job. And I mean, I don't mean that like you exclusively. I mean the you that is nebulous. All of us are you. Me too. Like, I'm talking about me in this as well. None of us matter in jobs because we're all replaceable. If they can replace you with a bot, they will. If they can replace you with AI, they will. We don't matter. The gap is only going to get wider over these next 4 years. So enjoy your life. I mean, that's it. That's my 2026 January message. We're almost done here. Like I said, this was going to be laid back, and really this was just to troll and have fun about our Transformers, because I can't believe that. Miguel says, it's why your job's so easy and boring, Greg. Oh, yeah, fuck it. I'm not anything important. But I'm also not going to give, I don't go trying to find work when there's no work. That's it. That's all there is to it. I'd rather be flirting. Flirting on the job, motherfucker. But I mean, like, it is all kidding aside, really, for real. Don't presume that your job or these corporations have your back. They don't. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it is true. Let's see. Miguel says, "What freaking hoe are you, sir? An expensive ass hoe." Excuse me. I am not high maintenance. I have I have just as much fun Netflix and chilling as I do going out to a dinner. I am not high maintenance. I am very laid back. Very. I mean, look at me. Very laid back. Kaz says Greg is the big brother we all need. You know what? That's going to be the pinned message for this live stream. I try to pin one message every live stream. We're gonna fucking pin that one because that one made me laugh. I'll take it. That's very kind. I am as I am the big brother as long as you're not sexually attracted to me, because then it's weird. Let's see. Miguel says, I had to change fucking to freaking because YouTube censored me again. That's so fucking random. Why? Because you had a live stream where you said fuck and it blocked you, but then you said fuck it for a completely separate thing and it kept it up. Oh my god, fuck YouTube. I already know YouTube, I already know YouTube can't push my videos because I just talk like me, and talking like me, there's some cursing involved. But fuck the comments. That's just fucking stupid. Give me the choice. Give me the choice on whether or not I want to block the word fuck, because it wouldn't be blocked. It would not be fucking blocked. Fuck you, YouTube, corporate fucking overlord fuckers. Okay, we're over an hour now. I think we've had a good talk. This has been fun. I don't got anything else to add. That's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. Now that I'm home, I'm gonna relax for a minute. I think I'm gonna play some WoW, some World of Warcraft. If anybody's playing World of Warcraft, if anybody wants to join, I'm trying. I'm getting ready for the expansion. Kat says, "Hope you have a wonderful day and weekend, Greg." Thank you. I did. I had a great weekend, and my son is back tonight, so I'm very excited. Miguel says, "Want to go play?" Are you playing WoW? Or are you talking about playing something else? Or playing with something else? Calm down. I don't play WoW. Fuck you. Look at my look at how big my hand is. Okay. Yeah, we good? Anybody else? I'm going to start wrapping up. So last few messages as they come in. I'm going to start doing my wrap up. This week is my son's birthday. It is his birthday week. He turns 5 on January 19, which is tomorrow. You tried to play WoW and it wasn't for you. Sorry, ho. How do you try? WoW is a great game. It's so relaxing. You fucking asshole. It's better than DCU Online. And they're both MMOs. Fuck you, man. Anyway, yeah. So it's my son's birthday week. So, pretty much he gets my, I don't know what kind of time I'm going to have, to be honest with you. So I don't know the next live stream. Because I got a lot of plans for my son's birthday week because I am a child at heart, and so I'm just going to do some. We've got some. He doesn't know it. Obviously, he's only 5. But yeah, we're going to do some kooky stuff. Let's play DCU Online then. I'm playing WoW right now to get ready for the expansion. Anyway, so yeah, my son's 5th birthday. So I don't know what time is going to look like for me because it just depends on whether or not he's like. If my son is like, hey, I'm going to go play in my room, Okay, then I'll turn on a video game. But we just have to play it by ear. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the Discord because I will be chatting. You know how shit goes. You know how shit goes. Popping in the Discord is a lot easier than setting all this up. Okay, yeah, I think we're caught up, and we're still caught up because Miguel's just being a cunt. So we're good. Like I said, I will be on WoW for a little bit. If anybody wants to join, I'll and in that same breath, I'll probably also be in the I'll be in the Discord chat while I'm playing WoW. If anybody wants to hop in there, not immediately because I got a couple of things to do, but I will be on the Discord and on WoW in a few minutes, as Miguel is now realizing. VC, then yeah, I'll be in the voice chat. Just it won't be like as soon as I turn off because I gotta get up and do something real quick. Yeah, you're being a cunt for not playing WoW. I mean, like, are you missing the story? Anyway, all right. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for chatting. This is always fun and silly and hopefully topical, and hopefully it wakes some people up. I hope that at the very least, at least one person is like, you know what? Yeah, this world is fucking us over. If enough people felt that way, things might actually change. Okay. Bye. Bye. Where's the... Let's see. Oh! There is one other thing. It's over here. I gotta grab it because I gotta show it to Miguel.